HyperX Cloud Alpha review. One of the best gaming headsets for the money. HyperX has been a victim of its own success. The brand burst onto the scene in 2014 with the HyperX Cloud, a sub-$100 headset that was not only as comfortable as its namesake, but sounded as good, or better than most of its higher-priced competition. The Cloud instantly leapt to the top of most people's headset recommendations, and there it stayed. In the years since, HyperX has released a half-dozen new headsets, the Cloud II, the Cloud Revolver, and Revolver II, the Cloud Stinger, and while all have been perfectly fine additions, none have dethroned the HyperX Cloud. Until now. With the Cloud Alpha, HyperX might finally have a legitimate successor. One look at the Alpha and you can tell its intentions. Like the 2014 Cloud, the Alpha features two oblong ear cups attached to red metal forks, its metal headband wrapped in full leather embossed with the HyperX type logo and edged with red stitching. The biggest difference is that the Alpha's metal forks are perforated, presumably cutting a minuscule amount of weight, while retaining structural integrity. All that to say, this is, at least in appearance, a Cloud. A real Cloud, reworking 2014's design only ever so slightly. HyperX might have given this a new Alpha designation, but it could have just as easily called this the HyperX Cloud 3 or HyperX Cloud 2017, without batting an eye. Contrast that with HyperX's Revolver and Stinger designs, both of which deviate markedly from the original Cloud, the former with its jet engine-style ear cups, and the latter with its all-plastic chassis. The Alpha is your Cloud heir apparent. And as the heir apparent, the Alpha inherits much of what I loved about the Cloud, namely, that it's incredibly comfortable. Testing the Alpha entailed multiple 8-hour stints with the headset on, and I barely noticed. The headband is generously padded, as are both ear cups, and the Alpha manages to stay reassuringly tight on the head without clamping down on the jaw or transferring pressure to your temples. Even 3 years on, the Cloud design is one of the best around. One complaint, though, the Alpha model ships with fewer accessories than the original Cloud. Most aren't very noteworthy. Is anyone going to miss the two-pronged airplane adapter? But the Alpha neglects to include the swappable microfiber ear cups of the original. You're stuck with full leather. That's fine with me personally, as I tend to prefer full leather anyway. It plays nicer with my beard. The trade-off is that full leather tends to hold heat a bit better. Lengthy 8-hour headset sessions benefit a bit from microfiber and mesh in that regard. There are some other throwaway changes. The Alpha's included carrying case is just a thin cloth bag instead of the more robust padded one included with the Cloud II. HyperX also ditched the small rubber piece that sealed off the Cloud's microphone port when the mic was detached. But considering I lost that piece almost immediately last time, I can't say I'm crying over its absence. Perhaps most important, HyperX finally changed its approach to cabling. Both the Cloud and Cloud II shipped with 3-foot cable firmly attached to the headset, with the inline controls or, in the Cloud II's case, USB sound card then plugged in at the terminus of that segment. With the Alpha, all the cabling is removable. Not only is this a safer design, allowing you to replace a cable if it breaks instead of trashing the entire headset, it's also allowed HyperX to put the inline controls only a foot or so below the headset, so they dangle at shoulder level. HyperX's inline controls are still fairly rudimentary, with just a volume wheel and a mic mute. I'll continue to advocate for controls built into the headset instead. I find them both more aesthetically pleasing and easier to locate in the heat of a multiplayer match. Still, the new placement is a definite improvement on the Cloud and Cloud II's designs, where the control boxes basically sat in my lap all the time. Most of the Alpha's changes are invisible. HyperX's big push this time around is dual-chamber technology. Via HyperX, the dual chambers separate the bass from the mids and highs, allowing optimal tuning for cleaner, smoother sound. Here's a video. I won't go so far as to call it a gimmick. I've no doubt HyperX designed the Alpha around dual driver chambers, and that the tech works as intended. Other manufacturers, Audio-Technica for instance, have built dual chamber headphones too, So this isn't just some stream gamer tech snake oil. That said, it's evidently unnecessary. I have headphones that sound as good or better than the Cloud Alphas and do it without dual-chamber driver wizardry. What matters here regardless is the Cloud Alpha sounds great. HyperX can chalk it up to dual chambers if it wants. The end result is an